So it just goes to show how we destroyed a good cricketer with this captaincy nonsense when he was nowhere near ready for it, just because of a personal grudge and vendetta.
Good evening. Welcome to Ultra Edge, the only post match show on Vic for TV. I am the Doc. I have with me once again Ezzy MacGyver Hines. Ezzy, we're here to talk about the T20 series now, West Indies versus South Africa. Three of them down, Ezzy. 2-1 to the South Africans. Um, the first game, the West Indies absolutely demolished South Africa. The second game was a loss, and then today as well to another loss, this time by 1 run. So, as the overall feelings, views on the series so far, what do you think? What's gone wrong for the West Indies? What's gone right?
I don't think that we should look at it as what has gone wrong. I think we should look at it as we're preparing for the World Cup. So all the little tweaks and mistakes and figuring out what's going on with our lineup to South Africa is neither here nor there too much for me. But we could see we could talk some more about the little technical challenges in the game and where I think we could have ended up with a better result, but not necessarily. I'm not going to look at it as something going wrong.
Okay, cool, Ezzy. All right, so let's go. As we normally do on Ultra Edge, we're going to look at the stand-up performances, and then within that, and then we look at the lowlights. We can get to those technical areas and points you want to cover. So over the three games, the 60 overs, stand-up performers for you, stand-up performances.
The standard performer is McCoy, obviously, with the ball. There's no one.
Really impressed by him.
Yeah, I see people talk about uh, being ineffective later on after people analyze his bowling with the back of the hand slower ball. But look at it. Look how long Dwayne Bravo has been bowling slow balls and people still can't figure him out. So I would say that McCoy is definitely coming through as a major find. People like Cottrell and Keswick will have to be a little panic because he can at he's 24, 25. He could really, really offset if he stays
Yeah,
fit their ability to stay
within the team.
within
And
the setup because
and
the
and
team is something different. It's just the setup. And let me extend it by saying I said IPL money loading, which as soon as one of
most
these guys come
definitely.
through, yeah, the IPL definitely is always interested, and we are yet to see how he goes with the bat because usually with these guys they usually bring some power around. So
He did bring some power in the Sri Lanka series, I remember clearly. But
yeah,
the chance he got the bat against Norkia was firing it way to off stump. He was unable to
yeah,
lay one on them in that second T20.
exactly.
Right. So we have um we have um, McCoy being a stand-up performer. So who else for you has really stood out?
Generally the Evan Lewis again showing why he's so good, and he's just generally one of the better all rounders. As people say, like you can't bowl short to this guy. He is gonna take you on. He loves that height to leg, and I would say today Simmons again shows why he's so good. Proper cricket shots, no slogging, offside. The offside field finally getting some work because the guy is just carving the ball on the ground through a pat offside field, just showing class. And for me, I've been saying that we need someone to fill that Samuel's role, and he could be that person because he has the temperament too. Another person, the same Fletcher, could be that person. So as I said earlier, like we're kind of figuring out stuff because
Figuring
we
out
lost.
rules and figuring out
Yeah, we lost
combinations.
Marlon Samuels. We lost Carlos Rocket. Those are two very big roles into the
Wait. Are
game.
we saying we've lost Carlos? Carlos is still
No,
eligible,
well, when I say
and
yeah,
still
but
playing cricket.
he is. But when I say lost, I mean at least for this period,
Okay.
because the thing is he's nowhere near the setup right now. He needs to go back, reinvent himself, and come back through all the systems of cricket we have in the region and make a case for himself.
And
I
stake a
think
claim for himself.
so it just goes to show how we destroyed a good cricketer with this captaincy nonsense when he was nowhere near ready for it just because of a personal grudge and vendetta. So hopefully
All right.
Carlos comes back through and takes his role.
Hopefully find somebody to fill his role.
Yeah,
On my front, I am a Fabian Allen fan. I was a Fabian Allen fan since his performance against Sri Lanka. I think he is a seriously talented cricketer. I
yeah.
mean, his left arm spin sometimes looks very innocuous, but hopefully that comes along. But he's a dangerous lower order batter and an incredibly adept fielder. He really has some energy and ability in terms of our fielding performances. So for me, standard performer along with McCoy has been Fabian Allen. Um,
Why
I'm
you
really
say
impressed
that
with
though?
him.
I would say that today Fabian was a little disappointing because he could have won us the game, but he went to me down an uncharacteristic route where he was trying to hike to leg. If you saw the game that he brought back, the second game, he was he was playing golf shots, just teeing off straight down the ground, straight over.
I don't think he was trying to hoik the leg, Ezzy. I think he was backing the leg to try and hit over the offside, giving the leg. So if he was so apart. So
Oh,
what ended
well,
up happening was the ball was swinging through,
through his
going
leg
through his legs,
for
right?
no
Because he was going to
yeah.
leg to hit the off. I mean, he could have stayed his position, and those could be called wides. I mean, but it's a learning process for him, as you said before. I like the others in Victor who are really coming on hard on the guys. I actually see
Yeah.
um, yeah, I actually see some things being worked on, and I actually see some direction. When it, my problem is directionless cricket, and I think with some better execution, we could have won both games easily. I don't see
Easy.
South Africa beating us, and we
Easy.
get more like in test series. It's a
Yeah,
matter
yeah,
of just
exactly.
just
We,
execution at the right
I
moments
mean,
and we win comfortably.
correct. Like the second game, the clear error in judgment later down was not giving the set batsman the strike. I've
Correct.
been trying to explain to some people in it for that. Fletcher scored 35 from 35 or 36. But when you look at it and he opened the batting, that's only 6 overs and he got out in like the 15th or 16th over. So this guy was not getting the strike.
Was obviously not getting the strike at that time.
Exactly. And
Correct.
so and I said I would do an analysis and count the actual the deliveries to spin that he faced. But when you look at it, it couldn't be that many. So I
So I guess we gotta do another show, Ezzy. That's
yeah,
gonna cover for
yeah,
that.
I need to check that, but like anyone that's blaming Fletcher for that loss clearly does not understand cricket and clearly does not understand the role that someone like Fletcher has to play and clearly doesn't understand that when a batsman has played that role, then the other people need to bat around it, and that batsman needs to push on. Look at how Fletcher got out. A sweetly timed
Inside out
inside
extra
out
cover
over extra cover and picked off at the boundary. Like, yeah,
at the
how are you
boundary.
going to be angry at a guy like that? So yeah.
All
Unlike
right.
like
So low,
today, no,
mhm.
no. I guess we're getting to the low light. So unlike
Low
today,
lights. Low lights. You know where we're going,
right?
Ezzy.
So
Low
so
lights.
that segues nicely into today and how Puran 20 what 7 from 27, but look how he got out trying to reverse sweep a half volley that he should have been clubbing down the ground. So when you look at the two modes of dismissals and the outcome of the match, who are you going to be more upset with, Fletcher or Puran?
Mm. And to me, Pura's trying to overthink the cricket. It's
Because he's
T20
on this
cricket,
he's
guys.
on the
Go
he's
for it.
Puran is under serious pressure. That's the problem. They
Mhm.
again threw this vice captaincy thing at him, um, and to me, it's not like sheer hope and vice captaincy with the ODI because Pollard basically has Sheer Hope's job in ODI cricket. Sheer Hope, when you think about it, should have been the next natural captain, but because of the ODI squad, as keeper and standout ODI performer for us. But we messed up so bad with Carlos. Instead of just throwing another, I wouldn't call Sheer Hope young because he's ODI experienced. Instead of throwing Shea Hope into the job, we then had to go for stability in Pollard.
It's saying
But the
Pollard
same thing isn't true to be said of Puran. Puran is still very young and inexperienced, and he's still trying to
learning the game and
cope.
learning his
Exactly.
position in
Yeah.
T20 cricket. Right. So Ezzy, so we have the highlights, the lowlights. So going forward, next three games, what do you think the West Indies should
Well,
do in order to clinch? What other strategies you think they should try and employ? What's your views on that moving forward?
Well, in terms of we have to talk about the little squad change with rotating out Fletcher and Gill. Gill, the obvious choice to rotate out. Gill has nothing to prove at this level. It's clear now that the direction is putting Gill into this batting at number three thing, and that's not going to change. So it is what it is, and he'll probably have another year or so until the World Cup at least. Um, and
World Cup now in Dubai. News coming
yeah,
up today, Ezra.
interesting. A friend of
So
mine
does
got a
that
call.
change?
A friend of mine got a call to do some work there, and I was wondering if I might be in line. So
Yeah, as you wait for
we'll
TV
see
on
how
the
that
ground,
works
yeah,
out.
on
But
the
that
ground,
would be very
doing
very
from the
interesting.
hotels in Dubai.
Yeah,
Oh
that'd be
man.
very interesting. But yeah, so we know what's happening with Gale, but my slight disappointment, I would say, is Fletcher being rotated out. I thought Fletcher could have maintained his place and maybe put out somebody like a Evan that we know we're definitely going with as our opener. As I
So
said,
you're
this
looking to rotate before winning the series. I think they're trying to win the series, then have a look at Fidel, for example. Have a look at
again,
Darren Bravo.
Fidel is neither here or there because Fidel, like Gale, has nothing really to prove. We know this is going to be his
You know
last
what you're
World
going to
Cup.
get from them.
It is going to be just pace like fire for Fidel.
Yeah, right, right.
So
Yeah, you know what you're
so
going to get.
I personally am happy that Fidel is there because in another dispensation we would have no Fidel, we would have no Gale, we would have you know
No Russell, no
no
Pollard.
Russells, no Pollard, no
Yeah,
Bravo. We
it'll
as
be under 19
so
squad.
correct. We'll be trying to take the youngest squad to the World Cup. So I don't have a problem with these guys being there and like a Fidel and stuff. And yeah, I expect Fidel to feature in World Cup games, unless injured. I and I'm happy to see St. Clair again in a run, and the same Fabian Allen coming on. So yeah, all in all, what I would say though is that in terms of figuring out stuff, that we really need to stop this winning the toss and chasing thing. We are too good a side, too good a power hitting side to constantly want to chase and put pressure on ourselves. Let us get in and let us make runs, put 200 on the board, and tell teams come after us. Simple cricket.
All right. All right, Ezzy. So that's it. This has been Ultra Edge, Vic for TV, looking back at the three T20 matches between West Indies of Africa and Grenada. We'll be back, of course, to do some more post-match analysis here on Ultra Edge. So once again, I'm the Doc. This is Ezzy. Thank you for being with us. See you later.